I've got a heart like a green, beautiful energy of love.
Absolutely.
And this little gadget, I am excited to play for you. It's called a Love Tuner. It is a mindfulness tool, a single tone flute that aligns us with the 528 hertz frequency, also called the love frequency. I've been playing that for a while. That's why I had to make that comment.
What comment? About your heart?
Uh-huh.
Well, I sat here and did Jeffrey Allen's energy meditations on the chakras, and then grew my aura and sent it out green.
Oh, yay. I haven't done that yet. It's still in me. I still have yet to send it out. Thank you for the reminder.
Well, remember how I was going to look up Abraham-Hicks and the chakras? As usual, it didn't disappoint.
Cool.
Right? Abraham-Hicks kind of doesn't get why we talk about the chakras. I shouldn't put it like that. They're surprised. It's like, what the heck are you talking about that for? But the bottom line is, right, they say, okay, you're talking about it as energy points. They point out every cell in your body is an energy point, right? You're just picking out, you're picking out intersections, let's say, right? But the bottom line is with them, they want you to be in alignment. In alignment would essentially be all your chakras open and all the energy flowing. So if this is a tool that helps you get into alignment less painfully, easily, quicker, without any drama that sends you spiraling into bad places for weeks, yes, they are totally for chakras.
Right.
The interesting thing with us as law of attraction coaches is the application of the chakras for manifestation. And that's where the heart becomes really interesting, because it is that center chakra. So if you look at it, all these chakras that are above the heart, right, or after the heart, because they go 1 at the root and 7 at the crown, right? So all, so 5, 6, and 7 are about the inspiration for an idea. They're the inspirational, the spiritual, the intellectual, all the head, all that stuff. Not necessarily head stuff, because we know where that goes.
Yeah.
Right? Whereas everything lower than the heart are the body, the actual making things happen chakras, putting into application, right? And the heart is around loving what you're doing. Asking yourself, whatever this idea that's come through all these places, right? You got the idea, you got inspiration about it, you start talking about it. Now you're asking yourself, do I love it? Right? Underneath that, they're the ones about starting to make it happen. Can I do the thing? Can I keep doing the thing? Right? And then the root chakra, actually, Jeffrey Allen explained it about being able to let the thing go out into the world without you. You've actually created, like a human being, like a baby.
Okay.
That's an obvious one, but your product, your song, your music, your art, whatever it is, that root chakra is about putting it out there into the world, right? So for me, I mean, you look at it and you immediately know, right? You immediately know the places where you've had a problem and where you haven't, right? Now, Jeffrey Allen immediately says, you don't just unblock your chakras. It's a continual process. They'll reblock and reflow its energy. You need to maintain them. Once again, easier way to do it than maybe some of the clearing methods. If you're feeling it too much right now, and it's going to send you into a 2-week funk where you have to go to bed or whatever, do it chakra ways. Don't do it clearing. Don't think about it much. Don't dwell on it. Clear the energy.
And how do you do that?
You can tell by which one. First, you're going to need to look at whichever chakra, right? And I think an interesting thing where I was headed with this, right, is, okay, I've always, my whole life, had tons of ideas. Tons of talking about them, tons of caring about them, tons about starting them, finishing them, not so much, right?
Yep.
The thing with me with chakras, the thing
I
with
relate.
me with chakras is I see them in my life. I don't have to believe in chakras. They believe in me. And think about this, Elsie, and I think I'm going to need to pick you up and take you outside. Can I do this? I can do this. You were on Facebook. You were my Facebook friend as I worked on this house, right? And I wanted a pretty multicolored house. What colors did I paint it? Let me see. Working.
So
It isn't it? It's a beautiful day. But working from the bottom, root chakra.
I have a bit of a cough. I'm sorry. So I'm going to keep muting myself. I have to keep muting myself. Oh, I love that orange.
Sacral, but you see what I'm saying? Root chakra, sacral chakra, solar plexus chakra. I didn't even know that about the chakras when I painted the house, and I painted the exact colors that I have continual blocks on. You see what I mean? I don't have to believe in the chakras. They believe in me. Do you remember when you saw me in person in Utah?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? You probably don't. I hope it wasn't that noticeable. But my entire life, I've walked as far as I can remember. And I can remember my parents teasing me about it too. Because there's nothing physically wrong with me, right? But I would walk slightly tilted forward at the waist, right? Another thing Jeffrey Allen said, and if you have something like this, you might kind of go, oh, right? People lead with their strongest chakra. I've already said from everything I learned, my chakra that would have been the most open, the most of my life, was the crown chakra. So I'm literally bending at the waist to show you. And so the work I've been doing, I keep noticing physically, right? Physically, things are happening huge with me. I lost the 17 pounds I told you about. Wasn't even hard. Of course, I did have the surgery, but I actually got back to the doctor, right, after the surgery and was still my heaviest weight. So it's been since then. I know, it was like they removed 6 pounds from my body and I ate it back or something.
Wow. You know, it's funny because my little boy was talking about snakes that when they shed their skin, they go blind. And so if you put,
that's interesting.
Yeah, if you put your hand in the cage with the snake, they'll just automatically pounce, eat.
Right.
So I assume it's like that thing. If something goes away and you feel like you need to replace it. I know as a coach with clearings, when we clear, we want to replace with a new thing.
I don't know what it is, because the time frame is still such that I was still on the trajectory to lose it, and I lost more than what they took away. I think it's some sort of weird fluke and it probably is some sort of blockage where it couldn't happen fast enough. You know what I mean? I had it stuck and then it went.
Well, see, that's the thing with the chakras. It's not about taking out and replacing. It's about just opening and flowing and flowing.
Exactly.
So you flow, and that's really for you. That energy of what they took out went out, and more of it came out of you.
Right.
So there's that.
See, and I don't really think I ate 6 pounds back. I just think it's some sort of weird fluke about how it had to happen. You know what I mean? But the interesting thing to me is really all I've done is work on my chakras. I built my own yoga routine based on the chakras and opening them. I do have a whole bunch of notes for the heart chakra if you are interested in doing the yoga routine. Let me see. My arm's still not healed from that sun salutation.
Funny.
Sun salutation shouldn't be that hard.
No, it was my weight. I have extra weight on myself, and so I just can't hold that weight up yet.
Right.
Too heavy for my forearms. Yeah, see.
Do the weight training one I'm talking about on my videos.
I need to do the weight training.
But I tend to kind of have thick arms, so if I don't work out, they just look thick and fat. It's better to have a little bit of tone and look like you're half man. Whatever. But the yoga for the heart is the camel pose, the cobra pose, and the forward bend pose. And
okay,
it's interesting.
Do the cobra. I can do the cobra. I don't know the other ones.
I could do camel. I tend to forget how you do cobra, but I think I can do cobra. And then forward bend pose is just the forward bend. I mean, it's not, you know.
Okay.
It's interesting, though, because I've built a routine out of all of the yoga exercises that they recommend for the chakras, and the ones I forget the most are the ones in heart for some odd reason. You know, because I can almost do them, you know, by just secondhand, and it's like, oh, wait a minute, what's for this one? So I have to look it up.
Okay.
Also, since we talked about this sort of thing, essential oils, rose, neroli, melissa, marjoram, everlasting, lemon, yarrow, and eucalyptus. I've been trying to make also an essential oil thing for myself for each chakra, and I find the rose one's too expensive. And not
the rose, right?
No, not rose, but all the heart ones, because rose is one of the heart ones, and it's like, so the nice heart ones are like lots of money, and the not nice, or the not expensive ones, it's like, ew, I don't really want to smell that a lot.
Melissa is like $150, but it's good for depression and all that.
Right.
But you can get other stuff that also works.
The base of melissa is heavily in citrus too, and there's a lot of other citrus alternatives.
I'm a flower person. If I could get some really good rose oil, I'd be so happy. But it's really hard to find, you know, the good grade, the food grade. Right.
It's funny. I'm making things for my friends out of the essential oils, right? Practicing and trying things and asking them how it works. So I have one that I have a friend who has some arthritis-y type things that's using it. It seems to be helping. But so I wanted to make one for another friend. So I was talking to her and she says, oh, make me something pear. Have you ever seen any company that has pear as an essential oil?
Make her a pear martini. Pear martini and just talk it out, you know?
I got her the perfume grade one. It's like, what are you going to do? Good.
I think, actually, now that you mention it, I think in this lab I'm going to put a pear martini recipe since it goes with the whole green.
Yay.
Also,
I don't
rose
own
quartz.
A lot of green, but...
Rose quartz. Oh, I see the cat eyes. Rose quartz is really good. That's a stone for self-acceptance, love, and healing.
That t-shirt is from The Mountain. It's a t-shirt company, and I love that artist. I don't really own a lot of green, but I couldn't help it because I love his artwork too so much. Dean Russo. Russo? R-U-S-S-O. He does these really psychedelic animals. He started with pit bulls, and now he does... And I first saw one in Alaska on that Abraham-Hicks cruise.
Can you spell that name again?
Dean, and it's R-U-S-S-O.
Okay.
Russo.
Okay, and he just does clothing, or does he do other art?
Oh no, yeah, I have some. There are always these psychedelic animals, creatures, people maybe. But yeah, this is a mess in here. But if you can see right there, I have some pillows.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'll put this in the description for anyone that's interested. A local artist, right? Local artist.
No, I have no idea
what it is. You're not supporting your local artist? I'm kidding.
No, I just happen to like that outfit. You know,
he's a creator. He's a
wonderful creator. Yeah. I follow him on Facebook.
I'm trying to get my dress in here.
But he also, if you go to his website, he'll do commissions too for the people who commission artists to do stuff.
Okay. Hey, maybe I'll have him do artwork on one of my CDs. I always forget to call on artists. I need to do that. Thank you for that inspiration. You.
I would do artwork for your album.
Really?
Damn, I've always wanted to do that. Did I ever show you the video for Jimmy Smith? I mean, I could do this. I could do this thing.
Do you have... Okay, besides for your own house, what else have you created as an artist? I don't think we've ever talked about this. If you don't mind, steering away just for a moment from the...
No problem.
This is all heart chakra still. What's that?
Absolutely, because we're talking about your passion. My art, my writing are my passion, and they always have been. I would love to sing. I just have an admiration for what you do. I know I can only do it as a drunken brawl, but the thing I'm working on right now, which you may have seen, I don't know if it's gonna, hide. See these boxes? They're the essential oil boxes.
Chakra.
And I'm trying something that has been haunting me for months now, painting with fingernail polish.
Oh, cool.
I knew I had something in there, and that's part of what it is, I think. But otherwise, I've been a photographer. I have almost an AA in photography. I used to show at local shows and sell photography. It's funny, I have a over at Blogger, I have a gallery, kind of, because it's a blog, so it's kind of weird. It doesn't feel quite gallery-ish to me, but it works. But so yeah, it's Angela's Random Images, right? And it's connected to all my stuff. If you know, but that's what it's called.
So it's
that has an artist. That has an artist statement talking from way back when I was doing the physical photography and physically selling photos. And at one point, I sold my favorite photo. And I decided that, really, I would have enjoyed the photo and seeing it more than I would have the money I took from it. And so it was an interesting lesson about why we do things and why we, give away the things we love or sell them for money. What else have I?
Yeah, I want to put
so
that
yeah, mostly photography, but I do a lot of futzing around with things like that. I'm very interested in mosaic, so I'm heading into mosaic. I'm definitely heading into that painting, and I do have a friend that I'm hoping to convince to teach me some about stained glass. And I actually have another friend that's doing welding, so I'm
cool.
But I'm a lot about color. I can show you something else I did in my house. I don't know if it'll show very well, but I took pictures of it on Instagram today. No, see, you're not. See, I can almost see the color.
Oh, yeah, okay. Is any heart chakra energy going on in there?
There's absolutely green in there. And all over my house, you've got all the chakras represented, even sacral now that I've got more orange in here. But what I did is, how when you have those windows, like the octagonal ones, and they have them in a living room and they're affecting your TV when you want to watch some sort of movie, and you get that light? What I did is you had them cut plexiglass, the size of it, right? Then you put little bits of nail that will hold it in place, but have it loose enough that you can remove it if you need to.
Okay.
And then I just use that clear glue and those vase thingies.
Cool. Cool.
The things, the colored beads from vases.
Nice.
And then particular glue that dries clear and is usable on glass or lucite. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just always futzing around, and I'm now very attracted to color.
I'm telling you. You can make chakra items based on what you're talking about. That's really exciting.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe chimes.
I would say
chimes. Hanging chimes.
Oh
yeah, let's do
bracelet.
chakra.
It's like a little kid's
jewelry.
bracelet.
I want to see your chakra jewelry.
This is the ring.
Okay, so tell us about this ring.
This ring, I found it in my mother's stuff after she died. Actually, I think I found it in both their stuff after my dad died. But my mother was hugely into jewelry, and I got rid of pretty much all of it. I have an allergy to metal, right? I inherited an allergy to metal topically from both grandmothers. And it's one of those things you can't have thought it into existence, because I had no idea anybody had it until I had pierced ears and they started getting infected. And that's what it turned out being. But so I can't wear metal. But so yeah, I found this and I can actually wear it, and perfectly green. And then I had a really rough relationship with my mother, but now I'm feeling much better about them now that they're gone. That's terrible. But it's an Abraham-Hicks thing where she says that it kind of resets. So all of those little personality quirks and so forth, we're good now. We know it. So yeah, it was my mother's ring. I can wear it. I don't know what it is. It's not glass. It's some sort of plastic. but it's fun. You can actually sit and wear it and look through the top like a little kid. And now see, Elsie, I'm watching you and you're green. I'm looking through it.
Oh yeah, I remember those pieces of jewelry. Very hard to find now. I wanted to, yeah. Well, I don't really. I guess maybe in my world it's hard to find. So I also wanted to talk about when the heart chakra becomes damaged, and when we hold a lot of pain, we become withdrawn, antisocial, cold, critical, judgmental, and intolerant at times. Physical ailments can be high blood pressure as a symptom of bottled up stress, anger, frustration, and apparently some doctors are starting to acknowledge this. It's also been said that pain in the heart is how we catch colds. So, negative energy.
That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Right?
Given when I had the worst cold I've ever had in my life, it's like, yeah, it would be, yeah.
I know, right? And so, yeah, I mean, if we just keep pushing things aside, right, it's going to manifest into something.
The two things I would look at, right, is I think, once again, I take the Abraham-Hicks thing where I don't want to think too much about all those horrible things that can happen when you block or the energy isn't flowing, right? Mm-hmm. But from what happens from each one, you can kind of, and you don't even, it's easier maybe for people who do have things that they want to create and they know they've had block spots. I mean, you know where your failed projects have failed. You know where you let them down or you've told yourself you've let them down. I tend to take it from the Gabriel method way of looking at it now, too.
Okay.
If I'm not in alignment, literally, I'm not going to, it's not, if you're not in alignment, it's like what he said about your body, right? Okay, I want to be thin, right? I didn't lose those 17 pounds by saying I want to be thin. I did it by just doing yoga and lifting weights and eating and thinking exactly what he said, which is, I will be healthier and safer thin body. You want to be thin. I just nurtured it. Right?
Okay.
So the same sort of thing. You know where things went wrong. And from that, you could know which chakras maybe were affected without thinking it's because my mother told me I was crap, my father told me I'd never amount to anything, whatever. Without dwelling on any of the badness, you could just come in through the chakra method. Now, the thing I've seen, once you've identified, right, the meditation I saw was actually to visualize the pulsing energy of the color associated with the chakra, if you wanted to be, and actually visualize it. And if there's something where if you're visualizing it, it's maybe your green isn't greeny enough, maybe your red is kind of brown, you can do things where you're visualizing something sucking out that bad color out of it. There's one, Jeffrey Allen has a beautiful one where you take a rose or some sort of object.
Yes.
And I would think this is one you'd want to do.
Aria did this on
you do it with, where you do each chakra. I did that this morning.
Okay.
But where you do each, because the bottom line is, and if we focus too much on one chakra because we know it's blocked, you know what balance is. So if you just kind of try to clean the energy for all of them,
right,
they work in connection with each other. It's really interesting to me. It definitely is. The book that I'm writing, I have like 6 instances, and that's just so far, where chakras believe in me even if I didn't believe in them. And so it's all going to be organized around the chakras. And it's interesting to me how it's happening. I actually have written 4 exercises for the heart chakra that are not your normal meditations, but are exercises that I actually did in my life. I know I did them. You know what I mean? It's somehow what my process was, adapting for what everybody was telling me. And so just telling those, and they're all on self-love, because the heart chakra and love, if you don't love yourself, you don't have that love. You are the love. So if you don't love yourself, you don't have it to give.
Would you be able?
And you tend to be in that thing where you're trying to take it.
Right. The receiving, the giving. Would you be able to ever take us through one of those meditations?
There's an easy. They're not meditations.
Or
they're
clearings, exercises.
They're not even. They're actually exercises. I can tell you. I did cue them up so I could.
Okay.
The easiest
we would love
one,
it, right, everybody?
Say,
right, everybody.
Okay, so the first one, right? What worked for me, right, was the person I felt the most love from in my life, an ended relationship, right? I got to a place where I could focus on that feeling I felt when I felt loved, right?
Okay.
I could put that
Was
image
that
in my
you?
head with none of the...
Whoa, that was...
Sorry.
Hey, you're scaring us, Angela. Can you sign out and back in? My heart chakra is getting scared. You're being slow, or is it me? Is that the exercise? That was great. Everybody give it up for Angela.
I have no idea.
Blab bug.
Shall I go? Angela needs to refresh.
Do I sound okay? Am I okay, everyone? Oh, good. Whew. Well, okay, so let's see. The stuff that, so talking about flow, what Angela was saying, blocks in a chakra, like the heart chakra, I know I'm no stranger to that. It can keep me from giving of myself and receiving from others. And from there, I mean, like in my own relationships, I start feeling guilt. Oh, I'm not giving enough, and I start feeling worse about myself. And so in the description, we're actually, I can't stress enough about the 5 love languages quiz. And I'm going to put that in the description. Especially, for anyone involved in any kind of relationship, love relationships, well, everything's love relationships, right? I love Angela, I love Randy, I love everyone. Even those who I felt once upon a time did me wrong, I love them, I honor them. They're not trying to hurt me, I'm not trying to hurt them, we just disagreed. So this quiz, it helps us understand our own love language as well as their love language. Are they, this quiz is all about, like, are you a touchy-feely person? Are you into acts of service? Or do you appreciate acts of service done for you?
Or do you want attention?
Right, which I think falls into the compliments and validation category in a way, right? I mean, if you need attention, there's something that no one can do things to you. No one can, I mean, it's a complimentary and honor more than, right? We fill our own cup. But to keep the energy, I mean, we're talking about the energy with how do I forget his name? Allen, Jeffrey Allen.
Jeffrey Allen.
Right? And it's that flow of energy between two humans, to keep the fire fueled just enough, don't blow it out or cause it to make you on fire or something. I'm going to put the quiz at the bottom. Yes. I'm going to put it in the thing right now.
On a Jeffrey Allen perspective, what I would think is you want to look into his duality workshop and look at the permission rose. And a permission rose is something you place in your aura, and it gives you permission to be you and everyone else around you to be permission to be them. And it's a symbolic, and it works really, really well. So you might want to look up the permission rose.
The permission rose. I'll write that down.
Rose. Okay, so the first one is you need to be able to, in a not thinking about all the negative stuff Elsie was just talking about, you need to go for more of the positive, how you felt good about it, and you need to recognize that feeling is actually yours, right? You felt it in a response to a stimulus about another person, but you gave yourself the feeling. See, so this one's a tough one. It's a little bit advanced, actually, because you need to just separate out the good feelings. So you need to be at a place of awareness where you can do that. Now, what you also want to do is find basically your Linus's blanket.
Oh.
And have that. Mine I actually have is a sweater. I don't think it's right here right now, but a sweater that you can wear that maybe feels like, that makes you feel loved. It doesn't have to feel like a particular person. Maybe it feels like something someone else would wear, a parent or whatever. Okay, you got something about it?
Can it be a living object like a cat? You know,
cats are excellent.
Okay.
Absolutely, cats are excellent. Absolutely. And so you just focus on that feeling. And you give yourself, say, a 10-minute session of it. Okay? And you repeat as needed. The second one is more about, it's an inner child exercise, right? I thought it was really interesting when I did it, though. And I've kind of adapted it. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your dominant hand, and you might want to make an entire journal from this, right? You know how in coaching we end up with journals for everything, positive aspects, things I need to clear, things, all of it, right? Well, this would be like an inner child workbook, right? And what you would do is with your dominant hand, you write, I love myself when.
Okay.
Now, with your non-dominant hand,
very cool.
Answer it. I was amazed when I said something about, I had one where I had what I wanted, what I needed in life, and one of them was enough cats in my house so that there was always one around when I wanted one.
Guilty.
Like you're your child.
That might explain why I have so many cats. Wow, you just that's what it is. It's the
It is.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Okay, let me get the one right here. This is my
Yay!
I love you.
Mew. Okay, and then the third exercise is one we've all seen all over. It's really, really easy. Can you think of anybody that you know in the media, right, that you believe loves themselves? That you admire? You can't?
No, I feel like I really think, even those ones that look really confident, I wonder if we all just have the same struggles. I mean, some people I just want to go, you think you're all that, but I really wonder if that's so.
We do have all the same struggles, but let's give you an easy one. Oprah was illegitimate and raped as a child? That woman loves herself a lot. Look where she's gotten in life. You cannot come from a place where she's come and not love yourself. Look at the quote from Lucille Ball. No, it isn't. It's self-love. It is.
Well, no, but that's but what I mean is what I'm talking about are the people that that are confident on the outside. I thought you meant the physical self. Oh, I am all that.
No.
That's...
think about the people who are successful. It's like Lucille Ball said, you have to love yourself a whole lot to get anything done in this world. So look at somebody like that and look about the choices. I mean, you could pick on Oprah for the weight, but in other things, she has always acted for her better self. Are you acting from your better self? Find a mentor, find somebody you admire, and do like they do. To a certain extent. Still be you, but emulate their good traits.
Yeah.
And certainly, every day, or when you have anything that's bothering you, ask yourself, what would somebody who loves themselves do?
Take care of themselves.
Well, you'll get whatever answer.
I think
go to bed now because you haven't slept.
Yeah, and actually that was something I kind of wrote down. Let's see. Oh yeah, so this is again what the quiz kind of helped me with, where finding out my love language helps, because I wouldn't take it at first. I wouldn't take it because I was afraid it would expose my shortcomings. I'm like, oh God, I know I need to be more this. I need to be, because men like more touching, and I'm just not a touchy, you know. And I was like going nuts. And I talked to Gil, my coach, and he really helped me clarify things that, you know, someone may want to spend all this time with me, and I just more like my time alone. And that's not a bad thing. I don't have to be something for them. I need to honor myself and yeah, love myself and honor my inner light. And yeah, so the quiz really helped me realize and define more of, well, this is what my spirit craves. They need to honor me. You.
One more thing. Oh shoot. Now I forgot it, and all the getting the attention. Damn it. Go ahead, go on.
I'm done. That's it.
I think see, and here's the problem with it. Although I don't know why. Don't be afraid. You can't do anything wrong. And every time you feel fear or you feel bad, just say, I'm not supposed to feel bad. My love language definitely used to be attention. I think it changes. It depends, actually. If you've changed, it changes. You might want to reassess. Oh, I know what I was going to say. In Jeffrey Allen, they were talking about that. The reason you have more problem with people is it's harder to stay in alignment with other people. It's easy to stay in alignment with cats and dogs and other creatures. But humans are the only ones we're around that they do things that trigger us out of our alignment. All sorts of things happen. And so you need to learn ways, particularly if you're somewhat of an empath, and I'm pretty sure you are. Empath in other languages could be a little bit codependent. I've definitely been, diagnosed with that before. So that's all about boundaries, and you need to have that self-love, right? But be able to allow yourself and unconditionally love yourself, and then unconditionally love other people.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Wow. So is there more you can that you've learned from Jeffrey Allen? I have to run out for a second. Will you tell us more about, like, the thing is, like, especially when it comes to
20 minutes.
No, I won't be that long. I have a bit of there's something going on.
Okay.
With definitely, relationships is huge. It is huge, I think, for us all, whether it be friends or partners. And if there's anything that you've learned from Jeffrey Allen as far as energy or heart chakra, is there anything you can share? Well, I'm 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
30 seconds. Well, the thing is, you really need to take care of the relationship with yourself first. I mean, sometimes I think about that meme, the overly attached girlfriend. Okay, the overly attached girlfriend, it's sad. She doesn't love herself. Here we're joking about her. I mean, I've been in danger of being the overly attached girlfriend. I think lots of us have. It's when you don't love yourself enough and you put someone else and that relationship with somebody else, codependent, first. And the way you learn not to do that is to love yourself. And the way I did was to take my love for someone else and the feeling of love I felt from that and to learn to relabel it. Didn't talk about Jeffrey Allen, but that he hasn't talked about that. But I do, I really want to go more into energy work, and I definitely will be pursuing more Jeffrey Allen. The thing is, I think, is we all have, it becomes really unique. And I think that's been one of the problems with my book. We each have unique mentors that speak to us. Yes. We have some in common, but we have some that it's like, oh, yeah, we have to find those mentors that are ours. I think he's one of mine. He just makes a lot of sense to me when he
I
talks.
love it. And sometimes mentors were your greatest piece of gold, and then they're just
Absolutely.
they're done. That's it. I had one that was a beautiful shining light for me, and it seemed like it turned on me, and it got critical, and that really freaked me out. And that's when I got my cold. That's when I fell and broke my head open, and
I was going to ask, I guess we can't ask who.
No, because I mean, really what it comes down to is no one's trying to hurt us. They're probably going through something, and you know, at the time it worked, and then you set it free. That's your opportunity to send them love and to move on, and it's okay.
You didn't see it. Yeah, you didn't see it as something that you grew out of or something with the
possibly.
They just, it's like I started with Dr. Phil, for God's sake. I'm sorry, Phil. But
well, remember too, I mean, maybe I didn't share it with you. I was severely triggered. So it was in me. It was a healing that I needed to do. And I was so mad at them at first. But then I realized, well, wait a second, they can't hurt me. They're pulling something out of me. They're giving me a gift. But I think that's been my opportunity. I've been working with that for a week. I wrote a letter that I never sent. I think it's a great exercise for everybody, right?
That's another one I have is speak. I did that just the other day too. The things that you never got a chance to say to somebody, say them. Actually physically say them aloud. If you have to go lock yourself in the bathroom and whatever, say them, physically say them. I felt unburdening when I said them. But think about this from the unconditional love perspective and the all love and everything. Right?
And honor.
Anytime you're triggered, it's absolutely in you. You are choosing, and choosing's a rough word because you're not actively saying, I want to be offended, God damn it, right? But inside you are. I'm offended. How could you do that? Unconditional love. They could do whatever they want. Your choice is, one, does it offend me? If it offends me and that person does it a lot, then maybe that's somebody that isn't supposed to be in your inner circle of life. They're supposed to be not somebody you hang out with as much, right? Otherwise, I mean, anything you do, anything they do, it's the choosing to be offended. That's the trigger. Yeah. And once you realize, I don't know, it's really been working for me lately.
Great. Isn't it great? Really it's so freeing to not be in that judgmental victim state. Oh, God, that's so painful.
The bad thing is, though, and it's not bad, but it's kind of funny and you just kind of have to know. But I've had times where they should trigger me and they don't, and I see it, and I have this tendency to laugh.
Okay.
Don't do it while they're still there. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yes.
Because they won't get it, and you should never have to explain yourself because you can't. You cannot explain yourself. In here, there is a core you that's you.
Right. And
it's supposed to be.
Yeah. The most important thing to note here too is that we are love. That is all we are, the energy of love, and it's all the crap that we build that we are releasing to expose the love. And I have something to add to that after you. Go, you.
Okay, so how I look at it, right? Okay, you got the ego, right?
Yes.
The ego is what you have on top of the source, right? Yeah. But you have two different egos, or many different actually, but you have a healthy one and you have an unhealthy one. And the unhealthy one is the problem of most of us are dealing with, is that we not only are paying too much attention to the ego and things that aren't real, right? Yeah. But we have ones that are really, really unhappy because certain needs haven't been met and they're just not healthy.
Beautiful. My ad is unconditional. I think I got this from the Chakra Bible. Unconditional love flowing through the heart neutralizes all negative energy. Think Buddha, think Jesus. And you can thank them too. Think and thank.
Right, absolutely.
I also have a little conscious parenting thing I wanted to throw in.
Good, yeah.
I know, right? So if we get angry with, let's say, our kids, we may withdraw our love and appreciation of them because we don't behave, because they are not behaving the way we think they should as parents. Example, you won't please me, so I'm going to show you how love leaves. And this may have been done to us growing up, and so we're just continuing that program. And basically now in this day and age, I feel really grateful because now we're exposing these programs. We're becoming aware, and awareness is key. Oh, there it is. It's a program. That's not me. Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, Angela, I tell you, it's like I feel like I've been in a cave my whole life since, you know, this awakening process I myself have been going through is so exciting. I want to take like everyone with me, but I know it's not about saying you're something's wrong with you. You need help. Like, I don't want to come off as that kind of coach, right? Yeah.
You know what though? I always had the issue with that. Right? I've always had an issue with that. How do you find clients if you have, you know, you can't look at them, they're like, there's anything wrong, but what do they need you for? You know, chakras are once again for me the way out. You don't have to look at it that here's this person that you know that had blah, 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 terrible, terrible, awful story we all want to cry about, right? You don't have to think about that. You could just say from the behavior or whatever, oh, it looks like you maybe could use a little bit of help with the, you know, third and fourth chakras. It makes it less,
yeah.
It makes it less, you've wrecked your life, it's all over, you're never going to get this, you know. It's less dramatic and tragic.
Yeah. I know now, like, if someone comes to me, I get excited. I start to go into that, oh, I'm so sorry mode. And I'm like, no, I'm not. This is exciting. They're ready to be healed. I'm here. So,
you know, I also want to say, during the time you got triggered is when I was having problems with Randy. Sorry, Randy. And the picture thing. So if I was the semi-mentor or whatever that triggered you, I'm very, very sorry.
Yeah, that was around probably the same time. Yeah, actually it was. I think
it was around the same time.
Randy was my coach a little bit because of I was just like, oh, you know, but I worked through. And I really am grateful because I have the tools already. So it's not like, oh, I don't know how to heal myself. I was trying to create new ways or trying to incorporate, because I read a lot, but I don't actually practice as much as I'm reading. And now I feel like I'm in that place where I'm coaching less right now and doing more work on myself, because like Gary, we love to bring Gary up. He wants to be that one that has the experience under the belt before he, you know.
Right.
So he's a huge inspiration. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Gary. I hope there was more than just that.
Yeah, it was.
I'm very sorry if I, you know.
Probably.
Very, very sorry, but you, you know, for me, it was a great victory because I did things I'd never done before in terms of I let it go. I didn't keep fighting with it, with the screens. And, yeah, I didn't get as impacted as normal, but I'm sorry if I impacted others.
So what did you do through what you went through? What would you call that? Being out of alignment, maybe?
I would say,
growth.
If you think about it from a chakra way, and you know, you don't get triggered as have you felt overall a lessening in how much you can be triggered? The kind of like the volume, the intensity.
This was a really intense one, and I kept telling myself I manifested this. I know I did, and this is my old self. This is from my past. That is still part of my present. But I don't know. I don't understand the question. Sorry.
Well, for me, they've definitely lessened in intensity. I would say, because I have definitely for me. And so I was just, I guess I approached it.
But see, it depends how involved are you in that situation or with that person. That might have something to do with it. If there's the energies have already, you know, maybe the triggers are hard. I don't really know. Well, I guess it depends on what's in us. Okay, my trigger was very heavy because it was, guess what it was? Randy knows. It was self-doubt. I didn't realize I still had a self-doubt trigger. And what was being brought up in me was, well, you can't do this. I'll do it for you. You know, you're not really capable. You know, things like, that's just an example, not getting too into it. But I realized I was like, I went into a deep depression. That's a heavy, it's a very deep program. That is a deep rooted from childhood program. So that's what was triggered. It was just a deep program.
Self-doubt. So you would do something for someone else, or have someone else do something for you? Basically,
it's something. It's my expression that was in doubt. That there's no trust that I can do it myself. That what I'm doing right now is freaking, I could say the other word, I am worthy. I am good enough to carry out what I've started, and for that to be like taken away, but it can't be taken away. It's my creation. I've coached people on this. See, I'm getting triggered. I still have a little of that. That's why I'm like getting amped up.
Okay, and see, here's the thing. Okay, I would say what triggered me, but it was very lightly. But let's look at what happened. Okay. Right? We had 1 week where Randy was showing the pictures of you, 3 different pictures, right? And Randy, you said, was your coach, and he's been your client, right? I've been doing those videos for a while. That's all about me. This isn't about me. But sometimes it is. And one of my triggers is attention, recognition, having a voice. I didn't see any pictures of me in the pictures, but yet I'm a coach. I've been doing videos. See, so that was a trigger.
Yeah.
But I know it's in me, right? So I just simply said that.
And you know what? I didn't even realize that. I'm so glad you even brought that up. We need pictures of Angela, especially with your cool hair.
But it also, no, we don't. Whatever. The thing was, I watched that though, and so then it made the thing, well, if this is going to happen, and he's going to be doing that for you because he's your fan, then I have to make this happen for the guests and for me, because he didn't offer it to the guest. That was also a thing for me. Sorry, Randy. I'm perfectly good, fine, so forth. But that was what the thing was. It's like it made me both uncertain in terms of a voice and what my position in the blab was, right? And then also it made me feel like I had to take action. And that took me back to times, I talked about it in one of my videos, where on my work, I would learn electronic things. I love electronic things. I've learned lots of them for myself. Before I ever worked there, I transferred my own reel-to-reel tapes of my great-grandfather and listened to them. You know what I mean? I went to garage sales, bought the equipment, and did it. So when I ended up working where I did, I just built a part of the place that does analog to digital. I can do a lot of electronics, but I would take that attitude like Richard Branson, right? I didn't know I was, but people would bring something in, they would want analog to digital, and they'd say, can you do this? And I'd be like, yeah, absolutely. Then I'd have to go learn it, right? And sometimes that would be a horrible, horrible thing, because in the time that they would want you to do it, and you learning how to do it and then feeling like you did it competently enough to then sell it or give it away was maddening. And so I put myself back in that place with those screens, and I could make them happen, but I could not make them send to blab. And so the hardest part for me actually was saying, you know what? You didn't want to do that in the first place. You just bullied yourself into thinking you were going to have to. And so it's just like, drop. And so I just dropped everything. And so I tried as much as possible not to impact either of you. because I don't think Randy dislikes me or hates me or anything. He's just been your client and he's your fan. If we had Susan, my client, she'd kick your butt the same way.
Well, I consider, yeah. Well, Randy's a friend and supporter. Yeah.
But it is. You've got, you come to something like this and you bring a friend and supporter. And I bring crickets.
No, you don't bring crickets. You bring so much. You crazy girl.
I know I do, but not always.
How does it, see, I love that. The heart is it's a floating heart, Angela. I think that's for you. I do.
Floating heart.
It's for you. That is beautiful. Look at it. It's healing. It's healing all the chakras. Love.
It's healing. Oh, that would.
Yes.
I like that. That would be a good one to adapt Jeffrey Allen's to. You know how he has
Yes.
the rose? A heart's nice.
There you go. And actually, I wanted to ask you, Angela, if it's okay. I will also put it in the description if it is. Your clearings are something that is available to everyone. If they want to do coaching with you or just do a session with you, what's the best way to reach you? For a one-on-one session. This is a big deal.
Okay, very quick, people. This is very scary. No, I'm not going to give it that. Just go angieceable, ANGIECEABLE, ABLE, at Gmail. Anybody who has the Sonic email, it is going away next week. I'm switching. I need to say that too. My part of whatever the dragon this is, hopefully, I have no idea how the internet talks to each other that way, but my internet will get drastically better later today.
Okay, drastically better. Interesting choice of words.
Drastically. Put it this way, it's really interesting. I think it's 17 again. I think my current, I know it is.
Oh. There you are. Oh no, not again. What is that? This is called, everybody, I would like to introduce you to the tiny voice technique. This one's a little bizarre. Are you leaving us? Okay, well, you guys will be back next week. We have a special guest with us next week, but just follow us and you'll get more details. And we also have a Facebook page, Fabulous Playground. I feel so alone here. Fabulous. I have a feeling that I might have something happened to me too, and no one's telling me. Okay, Facebook. Actually, hold on. Fabulous Playground. Oh, good. And there's Angela's. Sorry, everybody. I'm still here. So anyway, we'll see everybody here back next week. Okay, so this will be on YouTube on Fabulous Playground. Again, we're on Facebook, and everything's in the description. Links. We'll probably do a blog for this about the heart chakra. I'm wishing everybody tons of love and a beautiful Valentine's weekend. Love yourself. Forgive yourself. That is the most important thing. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Bye. I love you. I love you. I love you. Bye.